Welcome to the Real Comic Heroes Podcast. Your adventure into the world of comic book movies starts here.
Greetings, citizens, and welcome to another adventure of the Real Comic Heroes Podcast. My name is Travis.
And I'm Patrick.
Fresh off last episode's bombshell of...
And that's a doozy. Let me tell you that. I'm still recovering right now.
Patrick has been shaken to the core.
That is a true statement.
Well, here we're hopefully this will be a little easier for everyone to take. So this one we're just going to talk about some comic book characters. We're again using IGN's top 100 comic book heroes. So using a random number generator, and we're still going through this list. So
I really hope it's not Captain America.
oh man, wouldn't that
it's too
be
soon, man?
Too soon. Yeah, we need some time to reassess our feelings for Captain America.
All right.
So
generate some numbers and see if I know who we're talking about.
Well, let's see. We're starting out with number 76, and that is the Rocketeer.
Oh, weird. We got that one coming up soon.
Yeah, that one is it'll be like 2 movies from now, I think, is the Rocketeer, and it also kind of fits in with that whole Captain America vibe. I mean,
yeah, especially while he was strapped to the rocket.
Yeah. Man, I love that movie. I haven't watched it for a while, but that one, I remember the movie just blowing me away. I mean, it feels like I should save some of like my feelings on the movie for when we actually talk about it soon. Yeah. But I have read some Rocketeer comics that have been. They came out in like the mid 2000s.
Okay.
They had some gorgeous painted covers by Alex Ross. I'll be sure to post those in the Facebook group with this, but Rocketeer's a really cool character. Just I know it's Cliff Secord is the character, and he, is like a flyboy, like doing I don't know if he's like a test pilot or if he's more of just a. I know in the movie he does like
test pilot, so.
Yeah, I think in the movie it's more like he's flying for like in shows,
Oh, okay. Like what's that troop of fighter pilots that the Blue Angels?
Oh yeah.
Kind of like that.
Kind of not as military based, just more
okay.
like stunt shows, air shows, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's probably been 20 years since I've seen this.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so apparently
he's just a dude with a rocket pack, right?
Basically in a badass helmet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With like a fin on his head, and
it almost
I know
looks like a hood ornament.
Yeah. One of the biggest things or differences, I guess, for the Rocketeer, the jetpack that he uses in the comics is wildly different from the jetpack in the movie. Because I love the movie version because it's like all silver and like kind of has like 2 twin jetpacks kind of side by side and just kind of simple and very Art Deco. The one in the I guess the original in the books, it's got some purple in it and some other like design flares on the rocket itself that just don't love. So it's kind of one of those I prefer the movie version of the rocket. So
he's essentially like a James Bond character with a jetpack. Like he's
kind of
just a regular guy that has some hand-to-hand skills and
a
pistol.
And he likes to fight Nazis like Indiana Jones, Okay. I haven't read any old Rocketeer comics, so I can't really base anything off of like any of my knowledge on the original books or anything. But I have read the kind of the more recent Rocketeer. There have been a few miniseries that have come out, and they're fun. It's just fun to see him like flying around and punching Nazis. I mean, what else do you need? I guess his first appearance was Star Slayer #2 from April of 1982, and I've never heard of Star Slayer. It's probably like a I'm imagining something like a heavy metal magazine where it's like broken up into, different chapters or whatever, different comics within a comic kind of thing, maybe. But
It made me
I
think
couldn't
of
say.
a name that Quill would have come up with in Guardians
Yeah.
of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
Star Slayer.
I'm gonna look up Star Slayer just because I'm curious.
Yeah, because the Rocketeer to me always just seemed like sort of a one-trick Batman. Like he's got one really good gadget,
Yeah,
and then he's just a regular dude.
a lot rides on him having the jetpack and being able
Yeah.
to, do what he needs to do with the jetpack.
Because really, it's not that useful unless you're going after maybe a dirigible or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe a biplane or something. I'm really interested to see the movie again because
yeah.
probably watched it a couple times after it was out, and that's it.
I had nothing really notable to say on Star Slayer. So,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. So the Rocketeer. Sounds like both of us are really excited to talk about the actual movie in a couple episodes. So I guess we'll probably leave it there. But maybe I'd move him up on the list. 76 seems.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's not like. I mean, is the list composed based on like power or anything
no.
like that?
I think it's more. Like, I don't think this is like who would win
Fanfare.
in a fight. I think it's more just who's more beloved. Who
Okay, yeah, I'd move him up then. 'Cause
Yeah.
if nothing else, I mean, just the imagery itself is
Yeah.
iconic. Like,
Oh, then look up Alex Ross Rocketeer, and you'll find some just beautiful
sure.
images for.
I mean, you hit it on the head with the Art Deco style. It's just
Yeah.
great looking.
Yep.
This dude does a lot.
Alex Ross is
Yeah.
he's been working, painting mostly like painting covers for comics. That's kind of his bread and butter.
Yeah.
Have you ever read Kingdom Come,
That's
the
awesome.
DC story where it's like all the DC heroes, set in the like 40 years in the future or something like that?
Oh, okay. That went the opposite of what I was thinking. I thought Kingdom Come was going to be like Knights of the Round Table kind of thing.
Oh,
No, I haven't heard of that one.
he did the entire like the covers and the interior artworks. It was like a graphic novel, so he did all the art for it, and it just some again just beautiful images of heroes.
That's right. I forgot he's got the horse jockey pants with the weird like
Oh yeah, the jodhpurs.
the weird
Yeah.
push out piece there.
Yeah,
That's just a cool look.
it is.
That's just a badass jacket and a sweet helmet, and that's all you need.
Yeah.
I can see. I play this video game called Destiny.
Okay.
It's like a space sci-fi kind of movie, or not movie, game. And there's character helmets that are very. You could tell they borrowed from this style.
Okay.
Like even the jacket look. Like
Gotcha.
it's crazy how. After seeing this, I can see how it's inspired other things.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right on. So next we have number 15, and that is going to be. Ooh.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Dream of the Endless, which I think has
What?
something to do with the Sandman. Not Sandman from Spider-Man, but like. I have nothing on this one.
Oh my god, 15?
Yeah.
I've never heard of this. It
Dream
doesn't
of the
even-
Endless. I
Is it
don't know what that is.
Is it like a what you would call it, like a cloud or something? Like it's just like a what are those beings that I'm blank. It's MCU universe, the not Eternals above that, like the planet guy.
Oh,
I'm blanking
yeah.
on what they called themselves.
Ego or
Yeah,
Eternity or
Oh, yeah, Ego's one of them. He's like a higher plane
Yeah.
of being or something.
yeah.
So I'm picturing that. I don't know.
I think they mean to list this one as Morpheus, who is the Sandman in like created by Neil Gaiman of Good Omens and
Oh, okay.
countless other things that
Yeah,
Neil
yeah,
Gaiman has done. But I think Dream of the Endless is I think meant to I don't know, maybe that's his nickname but it says Morpheus is the Lord of Dreams and the Master of Stories, making him one of the most powerful forces in the DC universe. He's also a lonely ruler prone to petty acts and great fits of melancholy.
Weird. He looks like Bob Dylan in the 80s.
Yeah, he looks like Robert.
The Cure.
Yeah, The Cure. Like what? I can't remember his last name.
Going. Yeah, I forgot to.
Sandman is all about the quest of this immortal figure to confront an impossible challenge, and in the end, ensure that his own tale will be remembered by others.
So he's one of the 7 Endless who are older than the gods. So it is kind of like the Ego group, but it's DC instead of MC.
Yeah. First appearance, Sandman #1, January 1989. So I have nothing to add to, even knowing that it's really Sandman that there's this talking about. I have no context for Sandman. So
he's almost like a plane of existence on himself. Like, is he like the controller of the dream world, or
yeah, that could be.
I know Ego is his own planet. Maybe he's his own plane.
Could be state of
weird.
consciousness. I don't know. I'm gonna suggest we move on.
Oh my! I can't believe
Number
that's
15. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how this was compiled because that's weird. Okay, well, not so endless. Let's move on.
Yeah. Next one is number 80. Nightcrawler.
Oh, nice.
See, he should be way up. He shouldn't be back here in 80 with characters like Eric O'Grady and Michonne. She's not too bad, but
yeah, I mean, I know him mostly from the 90s X-Men movie. Or, not movie, cartoon.
Okay, yeah.
And then
which he was only in like 2 episodes, I think.
Yeah, it's weird. And then he was in the video games a lot.
Yeah.
He's a great video game character.
Definitely, he was in that. Yeah, he was in that arcade, the X-Men arcade game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fell in love with Nightcrawler in the when I first got into X-Men comics. Like, I found this. We were at some store, and my parents bought me this. It was like when CD-ROMs were a big thing, you know. And it was like digital comics on CD-ROM, So you put this disc in, and it would have like the biographies for all the X-Men characters, and it had the actual clip of him from that X-Men animated series episode. It was like him retelling his origin story, and then it had a couple panels of his first appearance in Giant Size X-Men #1 from 1975. So it was like that's where I first found out about Nightcrawler, and then was just ever since was kind of just in love with the character. I loved the fact that he had a tail was so unique, and the 3 fingers, 3 toes. He can wall crawl like Spider-Man. He can melt into the shadows.
Yeah, I've always been curious about him because I've never really looked into him. But I mean, in the movies at least, it seems like he teleports into a separate realm.
Yeah, he goes
out.
Yeah, he goes through limbo, I think, or something like that. Like it's like a realm of hell. Yeah, and that's why the
smoky or whatever.
Yeah, and apparently when he teleports, that cloud of like mist that he comes out of, it smells like sulfur because it's meant to be like, I guess hell smells like sulfur or something like that.
That's not great for stealth, but
no.
Yeah, I've always been interested to look into like his like origin because I honestly don't know it other than
he's the son of Mystique and the demon Azazel.
Okay.
So he's like his father is like literally a demon.
Okay, I kind of figured as much, but
yeah.
And I thought they were like related, like Mystique. I didn't know it was his mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they've played with that a little bit. There's always that weird scene in X2 when he's talking to Mystique, and I think they're talking about his appearance, and I think she says like you shouldn't have to hide or something, and then he like his tail starts twitching as she's walking away, and it's like it feels like I wouldn't hide with you, baby. It just feels like he's turned on by her. But then if you know the characters, it's like, that's your mom, dude. So they never like explore that further, but it seems like the movie is like trying to suggest like, oh, it's fine, they're not related. But
so I think he'd be a cool standalone movie. Like
Oh, for sure.
especially with the whole part with the designs on him that he carved in. If that, I don't know if that's canon to the comics. But
No, they did that that was
Okay.
purely for the movie.
I thought that was interesting. Like,
I didn't dislike it because in reality he'd be covered in like almost like felt. Like he's got a super thin layer of blue fur.
oh, okay,
I think they just didn't want to do that
yeah, special
on
effects
screen, so
wise.
they opted for the
Yeah.
little scarification
Yeah, I
that
kind
they
of
did
like
with
that.
him.
Almost like he was like building wards around him, like if it
Yeah,
was tied
yeah.
to like his demon part or something. I don't know.
Right.
I
Because
just
he's
thought it was
very
interesting.
like he's a devout Catholic
Mhm.
in the books. Like I think he's actually ordained. At least it seems like in certain parts I've read. He like on his costume he wears the sometimes he has the little white part on his collar
Okay.
to indicate that he's a preacher.
Yeah, it's weird how two characters kind of from Hell, like Hellboy and him, are both like they kind of remind me of each other, like they're cousins or something,
Yeah, yeah,
and they're both like they're good but look awful, like
Yeah.
they should be bad. I don't know.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
always,
yeah.
I've always liked that where something doesn't match with what it is.
yeah.
So I don't know.
The appearance not being what it seems. Yeah,
It's a fun thing to play with.
yeah.
I just think it would be a cool standalone movie. If you're gonna do Gambit, I'd do Nightcrawler first.
Oh, I totally agree. I'm not a big fan of what they've kind of included him in some of the newer X-Men movies, and I thought he was just okay. Nothing really cinematically. I don't. The opening of X2 where he infiltrates the White House is just one of the best
Yeah.
action scenes
I
in
was gonna
a
say
comic book
X2,
movie.
he was pretty good,
Yeah,
and the actor
it
playing
kind of
him was pretty good.
underused. What's that?
The actor playing him was really good. Like,
Yeah, Alan Cumming.
yeah,
Yeah. Man, I really like Nightcrawler. He's always been one of my favorite characters. As far as like mutants go, and I've read a few of his little mini series over the years, and I like reading him in X-Men issues, and then he kind of left the X-Men, I think like in the 80s to join Excalibur. So it was like him and a team of other British mutants, and they kind of formed their own team of mutants fighting in the
That's
in
cool.
England, and yeah.
I thought he.
But then he's been what's that?
Wasn't there like a group of I don't know if they're Inhumans or not, but the ones underground that look not human.
Oh,
um,
the Morlocks.
Morlocks. Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
he would have like done something with them or something, like the mutants that look different than
Oh,
normal
sure,
humans,
sure.
kind of thing.
Yeah, he'd be a good like leader of the Morlocks, but yeah, yeah, and he's like one of the uncommon mutants that are obvious
Yeah.
mutants from birth. Like he was born with the blue skin and the pointy ears and the sharp canine teeth and the tail and
Oh,
like,
born to a demon and a blue lady,
Yeah.
so
yeah,
not much chance.
right,
Unfortunately.
yeah,
Yeah, he must be like a different like a different class of mutant then,
yeah, maybe.
because she's a mutant, but I don't know what that demon guy is. He's like another being, right?
Right.
So I wouldn't say he's a mutant then.
No, but I think he gets his teleportation powers from his father. It's not a mutant ability.
Yeah.
I would say I think his mutant ability is his wall crawling and like maybe the blending into the shadows because it's like he kind
Kinda
of
like
turns
Mystique.
invisible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a version of Mystique's ability to camouflage.
Oh
kinda.
yeah.
So okay, cool. That was a good one.
Yeah. I'd move him up in
Yeah.
the list. I think 80 seems a bit low for
I'd say
Nightcrawler.
like
but-
top 50 at least.
yeah.
But
Yeah. Let's see. You want to do one more?
let's do one more because of the endless bummer that was 15.
Yeah.
Sorry, Neil Gaiman.
Right. So number 32. Okay. Tim Drake, who is a Robin.
Okay,
Tim
I
Drake.
was like, Drake
Robin.
sounds like a Robin. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. He would be Robin number 3, I think, because I think he comes after Jason Todd. So
Is Jason Todd the one that becomes Nightwing?
no. So Dick Grayson is the original. He becomes Nightwing.
Okay.
Jason Todd is the one that came after Dick, and he's the one that was a real shithead, and the fans voted like Joker's gonna beat him, with a crowbar,
God, yeah.
and you can vote if you want him to live or die, basically. And everyone voted for him to die. So he's the one that like is dead for so many years, and then later comes back as Red Hood and all that. But
okay.
so Tim Drake then comes in after that, and he's said to be like the best of the Robins. He's as good of a detective as Batman. He's kind of all like, from what I've kind of read, is just like he'd be the best replacement for Batman. Like once he grows up, he could be a Batman. I think he's kicking around. At least in the later years, they've kind of rebranded him as Red Robin, just to kind of distinguish him a little bit from, he's replaced by Damian Wayne, who is Batman's son, as Robin. So,
God.
Yeah,
Red Robin, and then I was just like, yum. Like, it just made me think of the
yeah,
food.
yeah.
I didn't know Batman had a son. All right.
Okay.
And that's a horrible parenting job to get him into that line of work.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I'm trying to think. He might be the one on Young Justice, like the Robin that's running around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the Robin from the what's that one? Teen Titans. Or is that?
Well, let's see. I think the Teen Titans originally had Dick Grayson Robin. I would think, I think the more recent Teen Titans has Tim Drake on the team. Because basically Dick Grayson now in comics has fully grown up and is Nightwing. So anytime you get like a Teen Titans now, it's going to be Tim Drake.
Okay.
Although I think in the Titans, that show, I don't think they've done anything with Tim Drake.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, Robin's always been a weird character to me. Like, as a boy joining Batman, like,
sure,
that's always been weird to me. I mean, even as a kid, I thought it was weird that this kid's doing grown-up stuff.
Yeah,
and basically wearing like a unitard or a leotard or whatever.
Yeah.
Jumping around a lot.
Well, and that's it's kind of been the reason for Robin. Like he wanted a colorful character to kind of offset the darkness of Batman, and then his job was kind of like to draw people's attention. Essentially, he was a target.
I know. That's why I love the Robin and Lego Batman.
Oh yeah,
because they really play up to that. I love the Lego Batman Robin. That's the best one.
Yeah.
It's like craving attention, and Batman just uses him as like a decoy and makes him do all the work he doesn't want to do. I love that.
Let's see. So Tim Drake as Robin, first appearance as Batman number 436 from August of '89.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I think he's probably been the longest running Robin, because he probably goes on to be Robin until they introduce like the mid 2000s, I think.
Okay.
And then he kind of becomes his own Robin and runs around with Teen Titans and then goes on to become Red Robin, like I mentioned. I've read, several Batman stories kind of in his time as Robin, but never read a lot of Tim Drake as Robin. But I like the character, but I don't have like a deep history with him. So
I think that should do it.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'd love to hear thoughts on any of these characters. Especially Sandman character that we talked about that we have no experience with. So I'd like if anyone knows of the Endless Dreams or something like that.
Yeah, it's where they call them dreaming.
Dreams of the Endless. Yeah.
When I Google searched them, it just said dream, fictional character.
Weird.
So, I don't know.
Well, so it may not even be the actual Sandman character. That I'll have to look into it because I don't know anything about him.
The book's the Sandman.
Yeah.
So, but
okay.
The fictional character's name is Dream. So I don't know.
Weird.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll do it for this one. Next, we'll have our Secret of the Ooze episode, so you have that to look forward to. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. So, yeah, go on the Facebook group, Real Comic Heroes League of Citizens, and weigh in on your, out of these four, maybe which one you like the most, or just thoughts in general on any of these characters. Feel free over there, and I guess until then, stay safe out there, citizens.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. Find the show on Facebook and Twitter at Real Comic Heroes. All music and audio are the property of their respective creators.